welcome to this press conference. So we have with us today the First Vice President Frans TIMMERMANS, High Representative Vice President Federica MOGHERINI, and Home Affairs and Migration Commissioner Dimitris AVRAMOPOULOS. I will first give the floor to the First Vice President.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that we can now, Federica Mogherini, Dimitris AVRAMOPOULOS and myself, present to you the comprehensive plan on migration that was decided upon by the Commission just now. Of course, we need to deal with the main threat we see now, which is the tragedy in the Mediterranean. And after the European Council, which clearly stated that there is a need for European solidarity to face this issue, President Juncker was very clear. He said the Commission will come up with plans both for the immediate but also a more structured plan for the future to make sure that we are more able to tackle emergencies when they occur, but also that we address the more fundamental issues of migration, both in terms of making our asylum policy work and also looking at the issue of legal migration, which is, as the President has said clearly in the European Parliament, linked with the issue of illegal migration and asylum. We want to turn the words that were spoken on solidarity and responsibility into action. We also know that this is a very complex subject, that we need a comprehensive approach because all elements are important and you cannot single out one, and that you need an operational plan for facing the immediate crisis together with Member States. We will come with a first series of concrete proposals already by the end of this month. And we're also looking beyond the immediate crisis and setting out a long-term strategy to manage migration better in Europe and with our partners outside of Europe. The first part of the agenda presents immediate measures to prevent human tragedies and to reinforce mechanisms to deal with emergencies. This is a toolbox designed to respond to the immediate challenges of the Mediterranean, but also a blueprint for any future crises wherever it may emerge on our common border. We're increasing the funding and resources for Triton, helping to manage our borders and to save lives. We're taking measures to combat the cruel and opportunistic people smugglers by disrupting their business model. And we are proposing hotspot teams to give support on the ground to Member States where the pressure is worst, to help identify, register and fingerprint incoming migrants. By the end of this month, the Commission will propose a temporary relocation mechanism to help relieve the immediate and exceptional pressure on frontline countries. People in need who have already reached our shores will be distributed to other Member States who will then take care of their reception and asylum processing. The Commission has tabled a distribution key, by you commonly referred to as quotas, today, which gives meaning to what intra-EU solidarity should look like for each Member State and the Union as a whole. In parallel, we want to create safe and legal channels for those who really need protection to get to Europe without risking their lives at the hands of merciless smugglers. We are therefore proposing a humanitarian resettlement scheme working with UNHCR. We're putting an extra 50 million euros into this scheme, which should result in resettling 20,000 people into the EU over 2 years. The biggest gift we can give to populists and extremists who argue against immigration is to allow a broken system to remain broken. The rules are not broken, they're not applied properly, and it's time for us to apply the existing rules properly. Our citizens must have confidence that we will offer help to those who are persecuted or fleeing war, but also that we effectively register and manage those who arrive and return those who do not qualify for asylum. As I said, we must also discuss legal migration. Legal migration is part of the solution in the medium term, and so we must act upon that. These are the words pronounced by President Juncker in the European Parliament. But if we want legal migration to succeed, which is also a necessity for the future of our societies and our economy, we need our citizens to support the idea. But they will only support this idea if we have well-functioning asylum policies and return policies and all the other issues that I mentioned. In conclusion, yes, these are challenging proposals. Yes, they will prompt debate and attract criticism. But it's not acceptable for people around the EU to say, yes, stop people dying in the Mediterranean, and at the same time remain silent when the question is raised, what should happen to these people once they were saved in the Mediterranean? Federica and Dimitris will present the agenda in more detail now. What we're trying to do is to assist our member states and to do what our citizens ask of us, namely to stop a humanitarian tragedy from continuing in the Mediterranean, but also to offer long-term sustainable solutions to a problem that will not go away simply by ignoring it. Federica.
Thank you. First of all, let me thank President Juncker for his leadership in this